Hello, Internet. My name's Peter, and I thought I'd review a bunch of leather jackets for you. So, who makes the best motorcycle jackets that are in leather? Difficult question to answer. I'm going to give you my opinion on the jackets that I own. As you can see, I have a whole bunch of them. And I realize that I'm going to give you more from a brand perspective, what brands I think are the best. But recognizing that each specific jacket may be, good irrespective of the brand. But I'm going to give you more of a brand point of view, even though I am going to review each individual of these 10 jackets. Now, this is going to be a long review, so to those of you that don't have the patience to watch this whole video, I'm going to go right to the point. I think if you're looking for the very best motorcycle jacket that's vintage, that kind of fits a Harley Davidson or a Royal Enfield or a Triumph or a classic Kawasaki or a BMW or a Honda, you're looking at GoldTop. GoldTop is, I think, the British brand. It's a British brand, and the reason why I'm ranking it number one is the leather quality is amazing. It fits a variety of different riders in terms of the numerical sizing it comes with. They use Knox armor, and it's all AAA rated, so I think it's really your best bet from a vintage standpoint. For those of you riding performance bikes, you don't want something so vintage, something more modern looking. I have some experience with that, not as much as you can tell. I only have a couple of jackets that are the high performance type jackets, but ones that look more suited to those of you who ride a GSXR, an FZR, a Ducati Panigale, I'd recommend Dainese over everyone else. Now, not the lower end Dainese, only the higher end Dainese, because that's really the good stuff. And again, I don't have the most experience with the track gear, if you will, but from my experience with Dainese versus Spidi, I would say Dainese is probably your best bet. Now, having said that, if you're gonna wear the performance, the racy gear like the Dainese racy jackets or Spidi racy jackets, just keep in mind that you're not going to have the utility of a typical leather jacket. They're going to have much smaller pockets. You can't really stick your phone very easily into those jackets, because remember, they're designed for the track. So they're really cool. They look awesome on that GSXR, but they may not have the utility you want if you're just trying to ride it around the street or whatever. Keep that in mind, in which case you may want to actually go to a vintage jacket, even if it doesn't look quite as well suited to a high performance bike. Okay, so now let's go into the really long review on all these jackets that I have. As you can see, I have way too many. So let's first talk a little bit about me. So I'm about 5'7" or 170 centimeters tall. Maybe a little taller than that when I wear motorcycle boots. I'm about 5'9" when I wear my boots. I always wear motorcycle gear when I go riding, even if it's for just a short excursion. For me, it's really important to wear the best gear possible. To me, putting on motorcycle gear kind of puts me in this mental frame of mind that I'm going to ride a motorcycle. It's very dangerous, so take this seriously, and that's why I always wear all the gear all the time, every time I go riding a motorcycle. So to me, it's very important. I think I have some good experience with good gear because of that. Again, in terms of my size, again, I'm not a big guy. As you can tell, I'm kind of a slimmer person. I wear a 38 short in a suit. I wear a 15 and a half and 32 in a dress shirt, so that gives you an idea of what my size is. And the reason why that's important, it'll make more sense on how these jackets fit me, because that's gonna, it'll be different if you're a different size. Obviously, some of what I'm saying might not be relevant. Some of my complaints and my compliments towards these jackets may not be relevant. I'm here in Michigan. It's very cold here. It's winter time here. We can't ride at this time of the year in Michigan. It's January in Michigan. But when I do go riding in Michigan, I'm going to give you the numbers in Celsius, because I think that's going to be more relevant for more people. I ride between 10 degrees Celsius and 40 degrees Celsius, which Michigan has all kinds of different weather. During the temperature extremes, I sometimes switch to textile, not wearing leather. And then, truth be told, you can only afford a textile jacket versus a leather jacket. Go for textile. Textile is probably got more utility than leather. It's easier to take care of. It's really come quite a long ways in terms of how technical these textile fabrics are. However, in terms of looking cool on a motorbike, it's really hard to beat leather, especially if you ride on a Harley or something. I don't think you want to wear a textile jacket as much as a leather jacket. So hence all these cool leather jackets that I want to kind of review with you. And then again, textile overall is better, because if it's raining big time, you can't wear leather, right? And sometimes you can't predict the weather, and if you got leather on, it sucks when it rains, because it absorbs the water, and it's a real pain in the butt. But this is from a leather standpoint only, and again, for a lot of us, we love to wear leather because it looks so cool. So I'm gonna quickly go over, not quickly, spend my time going over some of these jackets here. Now, I have the brands that I'm reviewing. I'm gonna be reviewing GoldTop, Helstons, Halvarssons, Vanson, Rukka, BMW, Dainese, and Spidi. Now I'm going to start with the vintage jackets first, which is the majority of the jackets that I own here. Actually, I have more than this, but these are the ones that we're going to talk about are the ones I'm going to review here. So let's start with Helstons. Now I did a review before on YouTube on Helstons, so you can, if you want to look at the Helstons Modelo, please go to that video. This is going to be a rehash of some of that, but I have 3 Helstons jackets here, the Ace and 2 Modelos. And the reason why I have 3 Helstons jackets is I only ordered this one, this brown one. I got sent the black one, and it was too expensive to actually return it, so it made more sense just to keep the black one and have them send me the brown one. So why do I have this other one, this Ace? My brother ordered this one, didn't fit him, same deal, didn't really want to return it because it wasn't really a good deal to return it, so he gave it to me, it fits me just fine. And that's part of the rub with Helstons, but the fit is kind of weird on Helstons. Now, I love these Helstons jackets. I get amazingly great compliments on these jackets. They're beautiful, they are slim fitting, they're everything I want in a leather jacket. I'm going to model the 3 for you right now and tell you what I like about them in a little bit more detail. So this is the Modelo. It is in black, and Helstons in general are very slim fitting. So if you don't like a slim fitting jacket, don't buy Helstons. Don't buy any Helstons jacket because they're really a Euro fit. So you're a French brand, very European fitting, very good looking jackets. I get tons of compliments on these jackets, maybe more than any other jackets that I own. And the finishes on these jackets are just beautiful. They are slim, and which I like because it's a safety thing. I think if a jacket doesn't fit very tightly and you get into an accident, you can have relative motion between your skin and the leather, and that can burn you. So I think you want a tighter fitting jacket in general. That's where you want to go. And I really love this jacket. This is an amazing jacket. Now, is it perfect? No. So here's some of the problems with buying a Helstons jacket that I want you to be aware of, why it's not ranked number 1 of all of these jackets. It's still very highly ranked, still highly recommend it. It is not my favorite of all my jackets, though, and here's why. One is the sleeve. They put these other buttons on here, which I don't know why they have these things. So what happens is you can't use them. Even if you had a really tiny wrist, there's no way you could use these last buttons. So what does that mean? It means you have an exposed button that can scratch your bike. That's number 1. I don't like that about these Helstons jackets. Number 2, the sizing. Even though the small, I think, fits me just fine, the sizing is alpha, so it's small, medium, large, extra large. That means there isn't a lot of variation. So for a lot of people, it's just not going to work because you're going to be in between sizes, and it won't work. There's too much of a coarse difference between small and medium and large. For example, if the small fits me and it's slim fitting, there's no way I could wear a medium. The sleeve would be way too long. In fact, the sleeve is almost too long as it is in a small. So I think for a lot of people, these jackets are not going to work that way. My other problem with Helstons, not a problem, but maybe it's just something that I want to mention about Helstons. This isn't a problem. This is actually, this could be a feature depending on what it is you're expecting out of a leather jacket. All Helstons jackets have another built-in liner inside that you can't remove. It's like a plastic liner, if you will. What that means is the jackets are kind of windproof and to some extent slightly waterproof, I guess. Otherwise, I would not wear these in a downpour. I would not wear any leather jacket in a downpour. The problem with that is it doesn't breathe the way a typical leather jacket does. So when it's really hot, these jackets don't breathe quite as well as a typical leather jacket. And again, if you're living in the UK or whatever, or even here in Michigan where it's cooler, not such a bad thing. I can still wear this jacket most of the time. It has to be really hot for me not to wear this jacket. If it's in the 30 degrees Celsius range, I won't wear this leather jacket. I'll wear something else. But definitely, below 30 and over 15, these are fine. They also come with a little insulated vest, which is nice. Although again, I'm kind of mixed on that though, because of the slim fitting jacket, I don't know how you could actually wear the vest and also wear this jacket. It seems like it would be a little bit too much material underneath this jacket. I'm typically wearing a long t-shirt like I'm wearing now when I'm wearing this jacket. The other thing really good about Helstons, which is a huge plus for them, is these jackets come fully armored, including the back armor, all of them. And that's awesome. That means because most jackets you buy, you actually have to spend extra money and get the back armor. And moreover, the back armor sometimes looks a little silly. Not silly, but you can tell that there's back armor in it. It wasn't part of the design of the jacket. With the Helstons jackets, what's so nice about them is they come fully armored and they were designed to look a certain way with that armor. Now, getting back to the sizing complaint that I have about Helstons, I want to show you what I'm talking about. I have 3 Helstons jackets. two of which are exactly the same model. One's in black and one's in brown, and they don't fit exactly the same. So I'm gonna take this black one off now. I'm gonna wear the brown one, the camel one, which is really my favorite of the Helstons jackets. It's really a beautiful jacket. It's the one that I wanted to buy, but they sent me this black one instead, and it ended up costing more money to actually return it than just keep the damn thing and have them send me the brown one, which is what I did. So let's go to the brown one here. And the brown one here, this is a gorgeous jacket. Again, this is the one I probably get the most compliments on in terms of the beauty of this jacket. The leather, I'm not sure if you can see it very well in this video, but the leather quality, how it looks, is really cool. It's really this really interesting vintage color that you don't see very often on a motorcycle jacket. Now, this jacket, again, is slim fitting. But this jacket, interestingly, is not as slim fitting as that black one. It's got a little bit more room in it, which I find a little bit strange. It's not exactly the same as that. You probably can't tell from the video, but it is fitting a little bit differently than the black one, despite being exactly the same jacket. And that's a little bit concerning, because if you're going to buy this stuff online, you have to, return it. I mean, if you're in Europe, no big deal. You can probably find a store that, you can try them on and stuff. But if you're in the States, it's a problem, because you can only buy this stuff online, and you got to send it back to Europe. And in my case, it was actually cheaper to keep this stuff than it was to return it. And they all fit good enough, so it doesn't matter in my case. But it's a gorgeous jacket, but I just want to explain that it fits a little bit differently, even though they're all smalls. And where that's going to be the most dramatic, I think, where you will see in the video that they're actually different, is the Helstons Ace. Now, maybe it's okay since it's a different model of a Helstons jacket that it hits. So maybe it's acceptable for it to fit differently. But I just find that a little bit weird that three jackets made by the same manufacturer, all called small, don't fit all the same, right? Because if you buy a Dainese jacket, when I buy a Dainese jacket and I wear a size 38 short in a suit, but in a Dainese I wear a size 48, which is the European sizing, they all fit exactly the same. So I know in a Dainese, if I buy a size 48, I'm all set. That's how they fit in everything, whether it be leather, whether it be textile, whether it be anything. And that's kind of expected. With Helstons, it's a little bit strange that here's another small. This is the Ace. This is my brother's jacket. And instantly, the reason why he gave me this jacket, and this is another interesting thing about the sizing, is we're almost the same size. He's a little bit thicker than me because he's more of a hockey player build than I do. I'm like a little bit slimmer than he is. And he's by no means overweight or anything. He's just a little bit huskier than I am. And somehow, none of these jackets fit him. They're too damn tight, and they're not comfortable for him, which is kind of silly because we can wear the same dress shirts and suits. So here's the Helstons Ace. Again, another very good-looking jacket. A lot of compliments on this jacket too. Much looser fitting than the other two, right? Also a size small. So my just concern there with Helstons is inconsistent sizing. And again, it has these silly buttons that will scratch. Actually, this one's not as bad because it doesn't have the third button, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe not all Helstons are like that, but this one also has a button. I'm not sure you could use as a secondary button. Maybe you could. You have to have a very, very small wrist to use it. But again, they're beautiful jackets. Tons of compliments on them. I wear them all the time, which speaks volumes for how good they are. I mean, if I didn't wear them, it wouldn't be good jackets. And again, come fully armored. And when on sale are an outstanding value because you can get one for under $300, and it's fully armored, no need for a back protector, and it's a gorgeous jacket. Now, in terms of the safety rating, I don't want to ding Helstons on that one. I know I mentioned that GoldTop was my favorite brand because the AAA rating. These jackets are older. This is before all that rating stuff kind of came into play. I believe these are only single A rated, which is kind of a bummer. It means it's not really done. You can't really wear them on a highway, if you will. Or you shouldn't wear them on the highway. I think they're probably better than that, based on what I'm reading from Moto Legends and whatever. They just need to test them again, and maybe they'll actually get a higher rating. So I don't want to ding them too much, because again, these are older jackets, and maybe were kind of designed before all that rating stuff kind of came into play. But they are not AAA rated like a GoldTop jacket. Still highly recommended. Love these jackets. Get tons of compliments on them. I think they look cool. If you want to buy a Helstons jacket, go ahead and do that. I would not be against that. But keep in mind the very slim fitting nature of them, and you better hope it fits you because you can't really size up unless it's way off for fitting because it's very coarse. So it's the small, medium, large, extra large type of sizing, which is a problem whenever you do alpha sizing versus having 44, 46, 48, 50 when you have much more variation between between sizes, and then you can find something that fits you, which is again If it fits you, great. If it doesn't fit you, it's kind of a problem. All right, I'm looking at my little cheat sheet here, but the next jackets we're going to review are going to be the GoldTop, I believe is the next one I want to review. Let's see here. I'm checking out my notes. Sorry about that. Oh no, I'm going to review the Halvarssons next. Oh yeah, one thing before I get away from the Helstons jacket is they are made in North Africa and then treated in France. And the reason why I want to bring that up is they do a surface treatment to this leather, which makes them look so cool. They have this really cool surface treatment. However, I don't know what the wearability will be like. Since it's a surface treatment, it's not like aniline like the GoldTop stuff is. I don't know what the longevity will be. I mean, so far so good, but I don't know if when it wears out, if it wears out in a kind of even way, or if it kind of just flakes off and there's a different color of leather underneath, the outer surface, if you will, which would kind of make it kind of look not as nice as you get the jacket to to wear out. Again, not sure. These are relatively new jackets, so I don't know whether or not the wearing is a problem, but given the fact that it's a surface treatment, it's possible it could be a problem, but I'm not going to ding them for that because I have no proof of that either way. So the next jacket I'm going to review is going to be the Halvarssons jacket. By the way, one thing I didn't mention before I go on to the jackets was what kind of motorcycles I ride. I have two motorcycles, despite having a bazillion jackets. I have a BMW R90 and a Triumph Tiger 800. So both are more upright when you sit them, and that's going to matter a little bit when I talk about my next review of this Halvarssons jacket and why sitting upright versus sitting, more leaned over on a sport bike is, the two different things in terms of how the bike, how your jacket's going to work for you. So let's go to the Halvarssons jacket next. I'm going to put this one away, and we're done talking about Helstons. Again, highly recommended. Not perfect though, but highly recommended. Incidentally, you might want to get these really heavy coat hangers if you get a leather jacket because they'll break. They're all very heavy jackets with all the armor and everything in them, and you'll just break a regular coat hanger. So keep that in mind. Okay, so let's go to Halvarssons now, which is this one right here. This is the Halvarssons Eagle jacket. This is my go-to jacket in the summertime. It's also a very, very good looking jacket, which is, I guess, currently not the norm for this brand. Normally, if you look at Halvarssons, they're kind of a more traditional Swedish brand, and they kind of have boring looking jackets, but this is a very handsome looking jacket, I think. It's made from goat skin. It looks like it's a very old jacket. It's not very old. The jacket's only 2 years old, but the treatment they do makes it look this way, which is really, really cool. It's kind of a beautiful jacket. Very comfortable. It uses thinner leather called goat skin leather. It's very comfortable even at the highest temperature, like when it's above 30 degrees Celsius, and be very comfortable. So I love this jacket. Again, slim fitting, so if you're a big guy, you're not going to like it. So what are my problems with this jacket? Why am I not ranking Halvarssons #1 as the very best brand to wear? There's really only one problem with this jacket, and if you go to the Moto Legends review, it's the same thing that they're going to mention and I'm going to mention, and I agree. As I said in the beginning, I'm not a tall guy. I'm a shorter rider. I'm only 5'7" or so, right? And despite me being a shorter guy, this jacket is just on the verge of being too short. And when I talked about earlier about what kind of bikes I ride, I ride a Tiger 800 and I ride a BMW R90 where you have a more upright riding position. But if I was leaned over just slightly, and I was a little bit taller, the lower part of my back would be exposed, right? It wouldn't be covering, it'd be like a plumber, the crack of your bum would be showing. Not quite that bad, but you know what I mean. The point is, it's not covering, providing to me, in my opinion, sufficient coverage. Now, I've seen that they have solutions to this, and you can wear this kind of belt that then attaches your jeans to your jacket. To me, that's all kind of nonsense, though, because if I'm wearing a jacket like this, a vintage jacket, I don't want it attached to my jeans. I want to wear it like a classic look. I don't want to have it like a one-piece suit or two-piece suit kind of look. In terms of a track jacket, I want it to be independent of each other. So, to me, that's a big fault. Now, again, I'm short enough where it's not a problem for me. But I think for a lot of other people, that's going to be a problem with this jacket. It's simply going to be not long enough, right? Which is a bummer. It's a really great jacket. I wear it all the time. I love this jacket. I do recommend this brand. Again, in terms of the safety rating, this is an older jacket. It's before all that stuff came into play, so it doesn't get the AAA rating. But that's not because I'm sure Halvarssons didn't want to do that. It's just this when the jacket was made, those ratings weren't really happening. So I don't want to ding them for that, just like I don't want to ding Helstons for that either. But it is not AAA rated like the way the GoldTop is, though. So great jacket, highly recommended. Not my absolute favorite of if you're going to pick only one brand, um, because of the length of it. Um, the second thing is with the jacket I want to mention is they are made in India. They're designed in Sweden, made in India. So, you know, and that's a problem. Just so you know, with you know where it is that they're made. And also, I want to say about this jacket, um, the fits for short guys. I think that's all I want to say about this jacket. So just again the big problem is that you're exposed if you're leaned over in a right if you're riding a a GSXR or something and you're not and you're taller than I am, it's not going to be a long enough jacket, and that's the big fault with this jacket. And of course, like I mentioned before, this is for higher temperatures. It's not a you have to layer up if you want to wear this jacket when it's wintertime or something when it's cooler. It's really not. This particular jacket is designed for higher temperatures, but it's a great jacket. Okay, so let's go to the next one. This is the Halvarssons Eagle I just finished reviewing. So now let's see what else we want to review here. What's next? So make sure I got all my points here. Okay, the GoldTop, the winner, the one that I think is the very best jacket. I'm gonna read that in a second here. We're like 20 minutes into this video, so hopefully you have some patience because this is a long video. I apologize for that, but I don't know how else to review 10 jackets without going on for a long time. This is the latest jacket that I have, and as you can tell, I have way too many jackets, but oh well, such is life, right? 10 jackets, and actually more than 10 jackets, and only 2 motorcycles. Kind of silly, but it is what it is. So this is the GoldTop jacket. Now, this is the winner. So this brand to me, if you have to only buy one brand, right, and you want a vintage jacket, this is the brand you go to. And the reason for that is a couple of reasons. One is the leather quality is just amazing. It's better than everyone else's, basically. It's just outstanding. It's thicker leather. These are much heavier jackets. It's kind of old school, heavy leather jacket. The insides are beautiful. And then they're AAA rated. The armor it comes with is all Knox armor, that British company Knox. So it's one of the best armor that you can buy for any jacket. This is the Patrol. This is a longer jacket. And I'll zip it up for you here. They smell really nice too. The leather smells probably, it smells like leather. It smells like a really nice leather jacket. And it's just a perfect, like, really well-made jacket. This is a brand I just recently got introduced to, and if I'd known about them earlier, it's probably the only brand that I would buy for vintage wear. But they're kind of new. I mean, GoldTop's a very old brand, but they got kind of repurposed, if you will, and it's just a great brand. I highly recommend. Now, is this jacket perfect? So this jacket is very much like a Bellstaff Trailmaster, and I've actually seen the Bellstaff Trailmaster. I don't own any Bellstaff jackets. My friend has one, and to be totally honest with you, I would pick this jacket over the much more expensive Bellstaff jacket. And why is that? One, this is AAA rated. The Bellstaff is not. The leather quality on this I actually think is better than the Bellstaff. The Bellstaff looks the part. I mean, it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but I think the Bellstaff's more of a fashion jacket than this. This is a motorcyclist jacket. The other big advantage of Bellstaff, and this is also what I forgot to mention about Halvarssons too, is they come in numeric sizing, not small, medium, large. So this is a 38. So if I was a little bit smaller, I can get a 36. A little bit bigger, I can get a 40. It's not like small, medium, large. So you can get it fit you. And this particular jacket has a belt. So if I had a bit more of a midsection, no problem. Just loosen up the belt. So it'll fit more people. Another reason why I like the GoldTop brand so much. Secondly, when you buy from this brand, you got to buy online from their website, and if you're here in the States, and they are amazing to deal with. You actually are talking to the people that are working at the store, so it's a really personal experience buying it from them. So very, very impressed. Is this jacket perfect? No, it has some things that I complain about that the GoldTop guys don't agree with me on. So one is, it has this belt. You can't see it here. I'll try to put my screen down here. It's got this belt. You can see this belt on here. And the Bellstaff version of this jacket has a cover for this belt, so this metal part of the buckle will not scratch your bike. Now, the GoldTop guys told me that, hey, you're sitting upright. It's not going to scratch the paint on your bike. And so far, they have been right. I have not scratched anything. But I like the idea that the Bellstaff one has on the Trailmaster where they cover this. Same with these buttons. These are metal buttons on the bottom of the jacket. when you have a long jacket, I don't think you want metal on the bottom here because again, it can scratch your bike. I haven't scratched my bike yet, thankfully, but I think that's something to consider as perhaps a flaw with this particular jacket. But having said that, in terms of a brand, from what I know about GoldTop and my experience with this jacket, this is the best. This is the if you're gonna go vintage, I think there's nothing better than these guys right now. So I'm gonna put this one away. And by the way, these jackets are made. They're designed in the UK, but they're made in Pakistan, and they are a little bit warmer. So I think they're a little better than the Helstons. They breathe a little bit better, but I wouldn't wear them at temperatures over 30 degrees Celsius. That would be they're designed for the British market. It's a British company, so it makes sense that maybe the weather conditions that they're designed for is a little bit cooler, not super high temps. So the next brand I'm going to review is Rukka, the Finnish company, and that's the Yorkton. And this is an amazing jacket, one of the most comfortable jackets. And again, I don't want to be I'm trying to be a little bit different than the other reviews you're getting where everyone says every jacket's the greatest jacket in the world. I know I'm kind of doing that. I apologize because none of the brands are paying me or anything. This is my own stupid video. It's not like I'm making money for saying that they're good, but they're all good. I mean, I buy good stuff. I don't buy junk. This isn't some kind of, Amazon ripoff of a real brand for any of these jackets. They're all very well-known brands and they make good stuff. I don't, again, like I said in the very beginning, when it comes to motorcycle safety, don't screw around. Buy the good stuff. It's because this is your life you're talking about, right? And if you do buy cheap stuff, and I have bought cheaper stuff before, you end up regretting it usually after because it'll start pissing you off, and then you'll have to buy something that's better, and you just wasted your money on something that you didn't need. Although, in terms of wasting your money on things you didn't need, here we are, right? How many jackets do I have here? But anyway, so getting back to the Yorkton, this is probably the most comfortable jacket that I have in many ways. I love this jacket. And the reason why it's so comfortable, I'm going to zip it up here, is it has these accordion-like structures in the leather. So it really stretches. What's interesting is I'm a size 48 in every jacket here, or small, but in the Rukka, I'm actually a size 46. And it fits very well. And because of the accordion stuff it has on the back and on the sides here, it's just a damn comfortable jacket to wear. It stretches and it fits really good. And it's just an outstanding jacket. It's also, temperature range is really good. You can wear a sweater underneath of it, and it's one of the best jackets that I have. So why is it not number one? Why does why isn't it my favorite? Well, number one is, it's just my personal opinion. I'm going to move my camera a little bit here. I just don't think this jacket looks as good as the other ones do. It doesn't fit me quite as well. Just from a vanity standpoint, it's just not as stylish in my mind as some of the other jackets. My friends still say, "Oh, it looks cool," and blah blah blah. They still say they like it, but in my mind, it just isn't quite as handsome as the other jackets that I have. So I find myself not wearing it for that reason. If you love this jacket, like the way it looks, or it fits you great, and it's a good looking, go ahead, buy this jacket. It's an excellent jacket. Rukka knows what they're doing. They're a high-end brand, and it shows. They know how to make stuff that fits in very well for motorcyclists. They have a lot of knowledge, and that's even though they're primarily known for textile and adventure and touring gear. Anything they make is usually pretty damn good because they just know what the hell they're doing, and this is no exception. I just don't like it as much as the other ones because I don't think it's as cool looking on me. But still a great jacket, and as a brand, highly recommended. Also smells pretty good too. I know it's kind of a stupid reason to buy a jacket, but it doesn't smell like chemicals like some of the other leather jackets do. It smells like nice leather. Okay, so what am I going to go to next? Oh yeah, by the way, so these jackets, it says Rukka on the back. These jackets are manufactured in Pakistan and designed in Finland. Just so you know, not that that matters, but just telling you, where, what the manufacturing situation. My only time that I get concerned is I hope that there's no child labor involved or anything like that. Typically, all these companies seem very ethical, and they seem to know the supply chain of how their stuff's made. So I think they're very careful about, even if they build it in a lower cost country, people are being treated properly, which I hope is the case. So the next brand we're going to go to, according to my sheet, is too many jackets here. Is the BMW Double R jacket. Now, since I have told you I ride a BMW R90, I think I got this jacket heavily discounted for free for buying a brand new BMW motorcycle. That's why I have it. And BMW gear is very well known to be very good, and that's not true for all manufacturers. I'm looking at you, Yamaha, and I'm looking at you, KTM. Your branded stuff isn't that good, actually. But BMW, yeah, their stuff's really good. I mean, a lot of people buy it. Now, so this jacket's way thinner than the other jackets. I don't know if that's true of all BMW leather jackets. This one is quite a bit thinner, and these jackets are roomier. So again, I'm a slim dude. I think these jackets fit a little big on me, right? Which is why I don't wear it that much. Now, having said that, it's kind of a cool fashion jacket because it's more roomy. I can wear it, I can layer up and wear something warm underneath of it and make it more like a winter jacket. But it's just more roomy everywhere. So it's not my favorite jacket for that reason. It's not quite as well armored, and that's maybe not the purpose of this jacket. This one's called the Double R. But I see why people like BMW, and I can still recommend BMW as a brand if you want a little bit more generous of a fit of a jacket. And when they go on sale, they're a pretty good deal. I think this was $180. I think I got it because I got it on sale and because I bought a new motorcycle, which is a steal for a jacket of this high quality. Their stuff's all made in Europe, so this jacket was designed in Germany and it's manufactured in Bosnia. I think that's typical for BMW and Dainese. They don't make anything in Asia. Everything is made in Europe. So you're pretty confident that there's not going to be like slave labor involved. I think you are, at least if it's made in Europe. That's probably a good thing. So it's a good jacket. Again, not my favorite because I think it's just a little bit too much room for me. So I think there are better options given the sizing. But if you're a bigger guy and you want a thinner jacket, not a bad way to go. Also, the leather, it's very nice quality, but it looks a little bit different. And nothing wrong with it. It just looks a little bit different than the other leathers do. It looks like a little bit, almost like rubber, if you will. It's still a good looking jacket though. I mean, no complaints. Not my favorite. Don't wear it very often though. Still recommend BMW. Again, there's none of the brands here that I don't recommend. I'm not trying to cop out with the recommendations, but for a slimmer guy, I think there's a better. The other jackets fit a little bit better. For a bigger guy, maybe this is a good way to go. And for $180, it's pretty much a steal. Don't know what the safety rating is. Again, this is a bit before all that safety rating stuff came into play, so I can't really tell you whether it's AA or AAA. Looking at how thin it is, I can't believe it would be a AAA or something. I think it'd be single A, to be honest, at best. But BMW in general makes very good gear. I get why people buy their stuff. The other good thing about BMW, before I put it away, is the branding is very minimal. Yeah, this is a BMW jacket. It's just got the one little very hard, the roundels on one side of it, but it's not. If you didn't have a BMW bike, it wouldn't matter. It doesn't say BMW and a huge thing on it or something stupid like that. So, you don't have to have a BMW to ride to wear BMW gear. It is pretty discreet, the logos and things like that. So don't let that stop you if you like their stuff. And I still do recommend it. It's just not my favorite of everything here. Okay, so let's go to, what's our last one here? I think our last one here of the vintage is the Vanson. And here's one where I'm gonna get a lot of hate from you guys in the comments. Okay, this is an older jacket, one of the first Vanson jackets this is an older jacket. This jacket's 20 years old. And Vanson, it's an American brand, made in the United States. I think it's made near Boston, actually. This is a size 38. Absolutely gorgeous leather. All my friends love it when I wear this to them. Like, oh my God, Peter, you got a Vanson jacket. They're so awesome. The $800 jacket. I'm not sure how much it cost 20 years ago, but I'm sure it wasn't cheap. Now I'm sure they're like $800. The leather quality is outstanding. It's a beautiful jacket that way. It's really, really thick leather. And again, made in the States. Lots of reasons why people love this brand. And whenever I wear this stuff, all these people comment, oh man, that's a Vanson jacket. Where'd you get that? Blah, blah, blah. Because it's, motorcyclists know what that means when it says Vanson, right? It's quite the brand here in the United States. It's like a big deal to have a Vanson jacket. I almost never wear this jacket. So let me explain why, because I don't want to cause a lot of hate on this. Why do I almost never wear this jacket? For one, it's got this really thick leather, which is great. I mean, it's very high quality, but it isn't very comfortable. When I'm wearing this jacket, for over an hour. I find that it's just too damn stiff. And everyone says, well, it'll break in as you wear it. It'll eventually, become softer. Well, that hasn't happened. This is 20 years old now, and I've worn this jacket a lot, and it is just a stiff jacket. So I just don't find it that comfortable. So that's the one reason. The other reason is the fit is really weird. Remember when I was complaining about how that Halvarssons jacket was short? This takes that to a whole new level. So here, I don't know what is going on, but when you put the zipper on, again, I'm a slim guy, so no problem, right? And this is a size 38. This is the right size. I'm gonna put this camera down a little bit here so you can see here. The belt part goes right around, like, not lower to your waist, but actually above your waist. So here's my shirt hanging out, right? So it's like the jacket is too damn short, and I don't know if that's what they're all like. This is the I think this is called the Cobra model, I believe, Cobra 4 or something. I don't know if they're all like this, but this is annoying for me. And for my brother, again, he's just a little bit thicker than I am. He doesn't have a gut or anything, but he's thicker. He's just got a wider guy. He can't even wear this jacket because this is so stupid of where this thing kind of goes around your midsection. So that's annoying. And here, again, same thing with the Halvarssons, but much worse. But the Halvarssons goes further down than this one does. If you're leaning over, your back is totally exposed. So I don't understand the point of this thing. I mean, to me, I just never wear it because of that. I mean, I don't know, I think it's a big mess. Again, not trying to hate on Vanson. I know people love it, and if you love Vanson, it fits you good. Hey, obviously do it. Maybe it's just this particular model of jacket I'm wearing, but, and the leather quality is fantastic, and it smells good, and it's a cool looking jacket, and, I get tons of compliments on it, especially all the Vanson fanboys come out whenever I have this thing, because, it's a Vanson, right? But I never wear it. I mean, I don't wear it very often. If it fits you and you love this American brand, go ahead and buy it. It's not my top choice because of the fit and because of the length of it. It's kind of a bizarre jacket for me. And then, like I said, this leather is really thick. It's probably very safe, but to me, it's just a little bit too stiff. It's kind of the opposite end of versus the Halvarsson, which is that goatskin, which is really thin, or the BMW jacket, which is also really thin, but not very comfortable. This is just really thick and heavy. And again, not to beat up Vanson or anything. I know that a lot of people love their jackets, and I don't want to talk really ill will about some brand or anything. It's just for me, this wasn't maybe the best. It's a jacket I wear the least of all these jackets. I still wear it sometimes though because everyone loves the Vanson, and they think I'm so cool when I show this this logo on my jacket, and it looks nice. I mean, it's a handsome jacket. It fits me well, but it's not my favorite for that reason. Okay, so I hope I didn't beat up Vanson too much. Let me just take this one off. Yeah, what do we got next here? So the last things we want to talk about now. Okay, right. So those were all the vintage jackets, right? So now let's talk a little bit about performance jackets, right? The ones that you'd wear on the ones that you wear if you have a GSXR or a Panigale or whatever. So again, I think the tried and true brand, Dainese. I have a bunch of Dainese jackets, not the ones that you see here. I used to ride a sport bike. I used to ride an FZR 400. Had a Duke 690. So the more modern looking jackets kind of fit that. And these Dainese sport jackets are really, really good. Very high quality leather, very comfortable, look very good. This is a classic one that everyone sees with this stupid demon on the front of it. Not stupid, it looks kind of cool, but I don't actually wear it that often. Again, very fitted as it should be, armored everywhere, chest and back, although I put the chest armor in it. I do like these jackets, but I want to keep, I think if you go for a mid-level or a higher-end Dainese, they're awesome. The leather quality is great. It's really hard to beat these jackets, right? And again, this one's fully armored. The thing is, and again, I meant this in the beginning of the video, these are like track jackets, right? So you can't easily fit your phone in here. You can't fit lots of things in these pockets because it's so armored, it's so tight fitting. Keep that in mind, right? It's just you have a jacket that's suited for the track. So because of that, it's just not as good as the other jackets are in terms of living with it on the street. But the leather quality is exceptional. The fit is really good. Dainese comes in numerical sizes. What else do I have here? I've had many Dainese jackets. I've had the Mistel, Assen, the Silverstone. I think this is called the Avro. their stuff's really good. You know, it's a reason why it's the staple. It's a tried and true here in the U.S. Everyone loves Dainese. I mean, it's they built their brand with good reason, right? They make great stuff. Their stuff's mostly made in Italy. This one I think is made in Romania. Um, it's good stuff. Now, having said that, I don't have a lot of experience with some other brands in this line because I like Dainese so much when it came to these performance-oriented jackets. But I'm going to give a review of Spidi. To me, this is your best bet for wearing a performance-oriented jacket. Like, you know, if you don't have GSXR, you know, R1, go Dainese. Don't go low-end Dainese though, because the lower-end jacket, you get what you pay for. So I had one of those lower-end ones. I think it's called an Agile or Agile or whatever. It's don't get one of those. It's the leather quality is just not there. You're probably better suited with other brands if you're gonna go lower end on the Dainese stuff. Just if you're gonna go Dainese, pay the money, get the good Dainese stuff, and you'll be happy. Again, understand that you can't fit a damn phone in this thing and other stuff easily. So it's because the reason for that is it's on the track. You're not carrying your phone. You don't want to have anything in your pockets because it'll hurt you if you come off the bike at 180 kilometers an hour and you're sliding on the track. You don't want to have things ripping up the leather, so that's why it's not there, right? So the other performance jacket I'm going to talk about, again, not quite as good as a Dainese, but still a very good brand, is Spidi. My brother loves Spidi. Very stylish, typical Italian stuff. It's awesome. Highly recommend it. So this one, I had an orange bike. I had a KTM 690 Duke. That's why this is orange, right? And this is one of their retro model jackets. It's an awesome looking jacket. I used to love wearing this thing. And it's a really, really nice jacket, right? I like the vintage style of it. Spidi makes good stuff, so I'm not going to knock on Spidi, but I think Dainese is still a little bit better. The leather quality on here isn't quite up to par as the Dainese. So between these two, I think I would pick Dainese over Spidi for, again, if you're looking for a more sport-oriented jacket. Realizing, again, even this retro jacket has tiny pockets. Can't put your phone in here very easily. Can't put your wallet in here very easily. I mean, you can, but it's just not. They're not really as well suited for that as these other, vintage retro jackets. So just keep that in mind. That, if you're not going to the track, these might not be the best jacket for you to get. Despite how cool they can look, right? Now, brands that I don't have any experience with, my friends swear by. This is, by the way, this is called the Super R, the Spidi, and I do like it. But the brands I'm not familiar with, which I'm told are very, very good, but I don't want to review them because I don't own them. It'd be nonsense if I reviewed them. I would be lying. As RS Taichi and Kushitani, the Japanese brands. My one friend wears RS Taichi because you can buy that here in the States through sportbiketrackgear.com. And he says once you buy an RS Taichi jacket, you won't wear anything else. And I've never worn one, but he swears by it. There's another brand called RST, which does not stand for RS Taichi. It's a British brand. Some people love that too. I think it's a much higher value brand than Dainese is for track gear. Again, no experience with it. I don't really go to the track that much anymore, so I can't speak intelligently about that. I think part of my review is basically the vintage jackets, but I want to just talk a little bit about these because I have them. Again, just my opinion. Dainese I think is still kind of the go-to, but I don't have experience with all the brands out there. Whereas this is a good, for the vintage stuff, this is I think a good selection of brands for you to consider. Okay, so in closing, I have way too many damn leather jackets, like way too many. And if you're looking for a vintage jacket, your best bet is GoldTop, I think. These are all really good. I know I kind of slagged on Vanson a bit, but they're all really good. The Vanson included it's a beautiful leather jacket, right? And it's going to protect you. But I think if you're going to buy a new one, right now, I think GoldTop's the way to go. Helstons a great value leader. This Halvarssons jacket's also really good. If you're a bigger guy, the BMW is pretty good. I wish the Rukka looked better on me. It's a great jacket. Although Rukka, I'm not sure how much leather Rukka actually does, but they clearly know how to build quality motorcycle gear. So these are all good. These are all really good jackets. And then for performance stuff, I think Dainese is the way to go. So hopefully you found this video helpful. Please add any comments below if you see them. Again, there's no channel. These are all my stuff that I bought. I don't get any kickbacks or anything. This is not my job. I don't want to do this for a living. It's just because I have all this crap, I thought I would do a review. I have a great job. I'm an engineer. I like my job a lot. I do not need to be an influencer or I don't have the looks to be a model or anything to model leather jackets or what have you. But this is, I thought it'd be helpful because there's so much information out there, and so many of the people that are talking about motorcycle leather jackets are being paid for it, and I'm not being paid for it. I want to give you an unbiased opinion of where I think these different jackets are at. Obviously, I haven't reviewed them all. To me, these are some of the top brands. I don't really buy any of the mid-tier stuff because, again, my experience has been when I did buy the mid-tier stuff, I ended up just being ultimately disappointed with it, and so I kind of look to brands to be a point of quality. That's just my suggestion. Is just save up and buy the better stuff if you can, or if you don't, if you only can't afford this crap, this stuff's expensive, right? Go for a really good quality textile jacket. It'll have much more versatility than leather will, but it won't look as cool if you're, especially if you're riding a Harley or an Enfield or something. It'll look a little out of place, but it will be very, very functional. Um, but with that, please wear all your gear when you ride. I always tell my friends, they're always, oh, you're so obsessive about this stuff. Come on, you got one life. Take care of it. Enjoy riding, but be safe, right? And plus, it looks cool to wear all the proper gear. It looks awesome on a bike, I think. So with that, if you have any questions or concerns or comments, please put them below. Again, my name's Peter. It was really good doing this video. Hopefully you found it helpful. I know I speak really fast, so you'll probably have to go back all the time on YouTube to understand what the hell I was saying. I'll probably have to do that too if I watched it again. And thanks very much. And stay safe out there.